Okay, so let's get started. Hope you guys can see pretty well. The lighting in here is not very good. Sorry about that. So I'm just gonna go through some of the tools that I'm gonna be using. So I've already chosen my charms that I'm going to use. Not really sure about this one. I might replace it with something else, but we'll see. Okay, so I have my charms. I have my glue. I guess this is similar to the E6000. I've used it on a couple of my cases. So yeah, it holds pretty well, but I'm gonna be using resin as well anyway, so that will keep anything from falling off. So I'm gonna use that. I have my little pin for my jewels, my rhinestones, my stick for my resin to mix my resin. I have my resin cups, and then I use these little syringes because resin is expensive, so you don't really want to waste any. So I use these little syringes when I'm doing smaller jobs. I have bigger ones for when I'm doing bigger jobs, but yeah. So, and you can get them, I guess you can get them maybe like at a medical store, but I have a friend that works at the hospital, so when they have stuff that they're gonna throw away, like expired stuff, no, she brings it to me if I can use it. So, but yeah, so I use these to measure out my resin. Then I have some jewels that I'm gonna use. I really haven't figured out which ones I'm gonna use yet, but then I have some bigger ones. I got these things off Temu, you guys. They're really nice. I get most of my stuff off Temu. I also have these. I may incorporate some of these in there. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm also going to be using this little, I guess it's called sandpaper. I just use it to kind of rough up the surface of the phone case. This phone case that I'm going to be doing today. Can't find the paper for it, but I think it's like a Samsung 22. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I misplaced the paper for it, but anyway. But yeah, so you just want to kind of use your sandpaper to rough up the surface a little bit. I kind of did it already off camera, but just to kind of show you, I want to make sure you rough up that as well. Okay. So yeah, so you want to make sure you kind of rough it up really well. And then I also use this little duster to kind of clean off the surface. So you're roughing it up so that the glue will stick. It'll have something to adhere to, and that so that the resin will be able to stick. I'm not gonna go into detail about the resin. If you guys want another video about the resin, you can comment and I will do a video on that. But the resin I use, it comes in part A and B, and then you have to mix it. So you mix it in equal parts. So I'm just gonna do that, and then I'll be back. My resin mixed. Another little fun fact about resin, I know I said I wasn't gonna go too deep into it, but it's really fun to work with. It has about a 35 to 45 minute working time, meaning you have about 35 minutes before it is a chemical. So you have about 35 minutes before the chemical starts to harden. It hardens kind of like a glass, but it's very fun to work with if you want to do a little more research on that. But you can also add like color to it. You can add glitter. I added a little bit of glitter to this. Hope you guys can see that. Just to give it a little bit of a pop in the background. And you really don't need a lot of it, because once you lay your charms, it's going to spread. So yeah, so you want to let it sit a little bit after you mix it. Just let it sit a little bit, just so it can you know, settle for a little bit. And it has like air bubbles, so the air bubbles need to rise. Okay, so I have my charms. This little thing here is really cute. It's actually a mirror. It has a covering over it. You can see that. I'm just gonna leave it on there and just leave that little piece sticking up, so that when I place it, the resin doesn't cover the mirror. It's really cute. I also got this off Temu. I got a bag of like 100 for like $1 or something. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. And yeah, you guys will see me put this phone case together. You just want to kind of spread it to the edge. It's going to spread on its own, like very, very slowly, so you don't have to push it all the way to the edge or use a lot of it, because like I said, it's self-spreading, so it will spread on its own. And you want to make sure that you're on a flat surface, as flat as possible, because the spreading is kind of like self-leveling. So however the surface is, that's where the resin is going to settle. So if your table leans more to the right, it'll settle to the right. If it leans more to the left, it'll settle to the left. So just be aware of that. Okay, so I can start to place my charms now. And the good thing about the resin is it doesn't, like I said, you have working time. So you don't like the design, you want to move it around, you can absolutely do that. start to add my rhinestones and some other little jewels just to kind of fill in the spaces. I have several that I'm going to use. Some gold, some that look like little pearls. I have some black rhinestones that I added in there. So yeah, this process is very tedious. You're going to see me plug them in. I'm also going to do the frame around where the camera goes. I'm going to add a bunch of gold jewels to that. So you'll see me do all of that. So now you just see me here with, I'm just gonna go around the sides just to make sure the resin, it's all the way on the sides. You don't want any empty spaces. Just gonna kind of put in the light so I can see it. Make sure there's no bubbles. I know it's kind of hard to see, but once you start working with the resin, it gets easier. So yeah. Sides a little more. So here you just see me adjusting my jewels, adding a couple more, just kind of filling in some spaces where, you know, like I said, sometimes things move and, you know, you look around and you see stuff that you need to adjust or maybe needed to add something to an empty space. Okay, so I think I'm done. Here's the finished product. I just have to monitor it to make sure everything stays where it's supposed to. As it dries, some stuff might slide around, but yeah, so this is it. I love it. It's really pretty. I just can't stop messing with it. Like, I just have to get to a point where I'm like, okay, it's done. It's hard to get to that point. You just keep adding and adding and adding. You see another spot and then you want to add another piece. Very meticulous. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm satisfied with that. Yes, I like it. Yes, I think it's done. Now I'm gonna sit it to the side. It takes about 24 hours for it to dry. So once it dries, I will come back with the finished video. Okay guys, we are back with the finished product. I think it turned out really nice. Yeah, so this stuff is pretty durable. It kind of dries like glass, so you don't have to worry about like your charms popping off. I've made several cases. I made several for myself, and they do not break when you drop them. So yeah, and your phone is protected. So yeah, so something pretty to wrap your phone in. And then you guys remember when I told you about the mirror, that it had like a little plastic piece over it. So we're gonna remove that now so that we can see our mirror. Come off, come off, come off. Yay. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, it's like a real mirror, but it's a heart. It's so cute. I've used these on a couple of my cases as well. So yeah, that is the finished product of this one. And I did make another one last night. This one here also use resin. I use resin in all of my cases. Um, some stuff I may glue down if the back is like open. I don't know if that makes any sense, but if the back does not, if it's not flat, then I'll use the glue to glue it down first, and then I'll use the resin. But mostly, I use the resin because I just like the fact that it holds everything in. Like you don't ever have to worry about anything falling off your case. So yeah, I did not do a video on this one. I just did like a couple of pictures of me making it. So I will post a short of this. But if you guys want to see me make something, if you have a particular case you want to see me make, um, we can try it. Even if I've never tried it before, I'll try it with you guys to see how it turns out. So yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. and turn on your notifications so you'll get notified whenever I post new videos. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys stay blessed and have a great day.